presentation. I am not an economist, therefore I don't have a particular expertise in areas of integration. That's why the title of my presentation will try to focus on the political economy of integration, specifically in the context of the Horn of Africa. So let me begin by stating the obvious regarding regional integration, and then I will, as I said, I will focus particularly the Horn of Africa, and it is very, very unique challenge to attain integration, both economic integration as well as also eventually perhaps political integration. As you know, regional integration is a process. It's a process in which neighboring states enter into an agreement in order to upgrade cooperation through common institutions and rules. The objective of the agreement could range from economic to political to environment. Most regions focus on commercial interest for achieving broader socio-political and security objectives, organized via supranational institutions. By doing so, countries seek aspect of their sovereignty for the common good. So the regional integration, the starting point for regional integration is a political commitment to cede aspect of your sovereignty for collective good. Regarding Africa, as you know, Africa is populated by and large by small, sparsely populated, fragmented, and often isolated economies across the continent. Therefore, making integration a compelling exercise, a compelling commitment. In other parts of the world, integration is pursued largely to maximize prosperity. In the case of Africa, yes, prosperity, but also for survival. Because in the great scheme of things, we are too small to make sense. We are too small to add up. Therefore, integration for Africa is a must. That's why, politically, when Africans started getting their independence, immediately they embarked on political unity project. So the quest for integration in Africa started with deep down with the independence of most of the African countries. You know, they entered into a commitment for integration, both political and economic. That's why Pan-Africanism in Africa is an enduring commitment. It's an enduring quest to overcome the fragmentation we inherited from colonialism. There are plenty of examples in Africa for integration in the past 50 years, both good and also major setbacks. Because integration is also work in progress. Always you have to integrate more, and then you learn from your mistakes, and then reorganize the institutions that are supposed to achieve this integration, redefine them, re-legitimize them, so that a much more meaningful political and economic integration can take place. In the Pan-African context, as you know, the African Union represents primarily the political commitment for integration. Okay, and then the regional organization, regional economic communities are designed to achieve economic integration. One is a political framework for integration, the other one is a practical framework for integration. Therefore, the nitty-gritty of integration takes place within the sub-regional organizations. And therefore, the relationship between the Pan-African political organization and the sub-regional organizations becomes paramount. As a result of that, Ethiopia was split into Ethiopia and Eritrea. Sudan is split into Sudan and South Sudan. Only in this region this happens. So you have to take this into account. So the first generation of integration are institutions for conflict resolutions. And if you see the primary preoccupation of IGAD is mediation and conflict prevention and conflict resolution. And this peace and security exercise or duty of IGAD is implemented in the context of a Pan-African norms and principles. Because in the past 50 years, the African Union's peace and security architecture, after very difficult and very painful process, agreed on principles and norms that should guide, peace and security of sub-regional organizations, as well as also the integration. So IGAD, as well as also the other sub-regional organizations, are informed and guided by these continental norms and principles. Another unique feature of the Horn of Africa, as you know, borders. Okay? Because you can't talk about integration without addressing the unique challenge borders present to the region. Disproportionately, this region has big and consequential countries without access to the sea. Okay? Ethiopia, South Sudan, and Uganda. Just to give you a context, there are 49 countries in the world without access to the sea, landlocked countries. Out of the 49, about 22, 23, I believe, are in Africa. The rest are in Central Europe, the Czech Republic being one. But you have to take into account the regions. Totally, these 49 countries have close to 400 million people. 400 million people. Out of that 400 million people, Ethiopians are 100 million. And you add Kenya, Uganda, 40 million plus, and you add South Sudan, 10 plus 2, maybe 10, 12 million. So most of the other countries, their average population is not, the average population is not more than 7, 8 million, 10 million maybe. But Ethiopia is number 100 million people. Therefore, how do you pursue regional integration in the context of 100 million people not having access to the sea? Because access to the sea is one of the one of the key indicator of integration. In the Horn of Africa as a whole, in the IGAD countries, just to hammer the point, in the Horn of Africa, the 7 IGAD countries, the total population is 225 million. Half of it is us, Ethiopians. Therefore, access to the sea integration in a context of major country being landlocked is a particular challenge, both political, security, and economic. All right, so that needs to be addressed. Regional integration in the Horn of Africa in the context of our proximity to the Middle East. Okay, what does that mean? What it means is, for all practical purposes, the Horn of Africa and the Middle East countries, especially Saudi Arabia and the Gulf and Yemen, for all practical purposes, we are one security zone. Potentially, we can be one economic zone with major implication for integration. Our proximity to the Gulf and the Middle East has both risks and opportunities. What are the risks? The risks include that the Middle Eastern countries, by and large, are in turmoil. Some of the most deadly wars are taking place in the Middle East, especially this side of the Red Sea, that side of the Red Sea. And conflict, the kind of conflicts that are taking place in the Middle East do not stay in the Middle East, they get exported. And we are the frontline countries for that export.